Alright, on to the finals of our Eternal Masters rough drafts. And, land heavy, but we have a Siege Gang, which is a one card in a deck that makes us kind of okay with being land heavy. So, Mountain, go. I guess maybe Factory, attack with Factory would have been better there. Yeah, definitely. Well, Fanatic, Factory, go. Yeah, kind of left 2 points of damage out there. I guess we have the Fanatic down, but... Plains. Fire up Factory. Attack 4. Alright, they Swamp Cycle. Sure. Attack for 3. Pass the turn. The black deck could have Nausea, which would be very good against us. Imperious Perfect. Yikes. Another land. Alright, fire up Factory. Attack with Factory. They're going to trade it off. Alright. Well, that's fine. Imperious Perfect is really problematic because pacifism doesn't help, and it would just... Oh, God. Alright. That was the plan. They Gravedigger it back. Oh, we are mega flooded. This is really bad news. We do get a Siege Gang next turn, but Sentinel Spider, okay. Gets in a 4-2. Oh, my lord. Well, we kept a land-heavy hand, and we've been rewarded by drawing a million more lands. Remember, we're a 16-land deck. Phyrexian Gargantuan. Draws our opponent a couple cards, loses our opponent a couple life. Gets in for some damage, down to 12. Ooh. Well, Trenches is sweet. So I think the plan is pacify the Sentinel Spider, play a Plains, pass the turn, and we hope our Siege Gang lives and we can start blocking and sacking to kill things. Wall of Omens is fine. And then we go wide with Trenches. Honden, also fine. No attacks. Let's see. Well, let's shoot down the Gravedigger. 1-2 War Marshal. Play a Mountain. Goblin Trenches. And do we want to attack? Yeah, let's not attack yet. Pass the turn. Opponent gets a 1-1. If they can't kill our Siege Gang commander, we're going to win because... Oh, really? That's annoying. Well, we get a couple tokens, but they randomly have main deck War Priest Athune. I guess it's a 2-2 for 2, but still. Main deck War Priest Athune, are you for reals? And they ignore the Trenches? Wow. Apparently they have never played against Goblin Trenches. Or they have Nausea. If they have main deck Nausea, good lord. That would be absurd. Goes on the attack. Well, we get a free block with our War Marshal. Drop to 8. If we ever draw a Rally, I think we just win. Like, on the spot. Another Wall of Omens. Draws our opponent another card. And Imperious Perfect. Sting Scourger, eh? Well, let's Sting Scourger. Bounce the Imperious Perfect. Pass the turn. We're basically just hoping to draw a Rally. Blight Soil Druid, not a threat. goes to attacks. Passes. Well, let's shoot our opponent, sacking the Sting Scourger, because I don't want to pay for it. Oh, they have Annihilate. Well, then let's shoot down War Priest, sacking Siege Gang. Pacifism on Sentinel Spider. Mountain, pass the turn. So we're pretty much hoping we find our Rally. Rally might do it. The fact that they're getting a 1-1 every turn makes it a little more annoying. Opponent's going to do some attacking. Well, let's block with our Mog Fanatic, sack Mog Fanatic, kill a Spirit. Karmic Guide, oh god. Gets back Gravedigger. Which gets back War Priest of Thune. Now we're kind of in trouble. Now they're going to go after trenches. Well, we sack a mountain. We sack a mountain. War Marshal. Pass the turn. Opponent's going to pay to keep Karmic Guide alive. Plays a land. Gets in for 2. And parry is perfect. We let our War Marshal go. Aven Riftwatch gains a couple life. Passes the turn. And Glare of Subdual. Alright. Good enough. Well, that was a very good draw for our opponent. I think we want Seismic Stomp in this matchup. And go down a... maybe just one Riftwatch and try it like that. We still have not ever drawn... Well, maybe we drew it one time. We still have not ever resolved a Winter Orb. I know that. So that would be fun, just once. Alright, I guess we try this. Not great. Also land heavy, like last time. So Plains, Vanguard, go. Blossoming Sands for our opponent. Back to the flooding plan. Get in for 2. Mountain, go. Swamp for our opponent. And Night's Whisper. Plains. Gitu Slinger. Hit our opponent. Get in for 2. Pass the turn. Plains for our opponent. And Blight Soil Druid. Well, let's keep alive our Slinger. Another land. Attack with both. Opponent's going to block. Trades off. Mountain, pass the turn. Opponent's down to 11. Forest. And Gravedigger. Gets back something. Blight Soil. Well, we picked the wrong time to flood out 2 games in a row. And we have still never drawn a Winter Orb. Well, let's Sting Scourger. Bounce Seer Angel. Mountain. Might as well attack. Opponent trades off. Replays Seer Angel. And a tap land. Well, we pay 4 for our Sting Scourger. Another land? Well, I guess that's the downside of playing an aggro deck that doesn't really have card advantage. We tried to minimize this issue by cutting lands and only playing 16, but this is really bad. Really, Moto? So we've drawn 9 of our 16 lands in our first 14 cards. Annihilate. Kills our creature. Swamp. Twisted Abomination. Gets in for 1. Well, Aven Riftwatch. Gains us a couple life. Passes the turn. Phyrexian Rager puts our opponent down to 9. Swamp. Gets in. Alright, I guess we just take it. That was odd. And a Sentinel Spider. Elite Vanguard. Pass the turn. Well, this is pretty bad. Opponent goes attacking. I guess we block with the Riftwatch. Gain some life. Back to 13. Deadbridge Shaman. Well, there's Trenches. Play Trenches. This could let us steal the game. Play a Plains. Pass the turn. See what our opponent has. Goes on the attack. Could we die to something? 9. They don't seem like they have a pump spell. Yeah, let's take it. Down to 4. Urborg Uprising. Sure. I think we still have this. I think with how horrible this draw is, I think we still just win. Gravediggers. Well, we Trenches. We Trenches. We Trenches. We attack with everything. So unless our opponent has like Swords to Plowshares, I think we still just win after all this. What are the chances? That is the power of Goblin Trenches. Oh lord. So rally the peasants. Flashback rally the peasants. And that is exactly lethal. Alright, that's Goblin Trenches for you. Wow. We did nothing for so long, and our draw was so bad. So, moral of the story, value Goblin Trenches highly. Alright, this is reasonable. Still no Winter Orb. I really wanted to Winter Orb someone. But this is fine. Our opponent went to 6. Mountain Goo. Forest for our opponent. And Wall of Omens. Some defense. Plains. War Marshal. Pass the turn. Plains for our opponent. And Rager. Yeah, let's just keep it alive. Mountain Goo. Opponent goes to attack. Well, we get a free chump, so we might as well take it. Tap land for our opponent. And Deadbridge Shaman. Ooh. Well, let's Mog Fanatic, Plains, Gitu Slinger, shoot down the Rager. Yeah, I guess we attack with both. Our opponent's going to trade their 3-1 with our token. We will discard a mountain and pass the turn. They must have a Gravedigger in hand. Or Karmic Guide. Karmic Guide does that as well. Gets back Phyrexian Rager. Draws a card. Now, let's keep alive our Gitu Stinger. Play a land. Pass the turn. Opponent's got to pay their entire turn to keep their Karmic Guide alive. They have a swamp, alright. Gets in 4-2. We get a Plains. Well, let's just play the Plains, pass the turn. Forest for our opponent. Gets in 4-2. Twisted Abomination. Well, let's Sting Scourger, bounce Twisted Abomination, Elite Vanguard, and pass the turn. Another Wall of Omens. Plague Witch. Blight Soil Druid. So our opponent just empties their hand, essentially. Jungle Hollow. So we take 2. Let's just kill this Plague Witch, because it's kind of annoying. Pay 4 for our Sting Scourger. That's Seismic Stomp. Well, let's just pass the turn. We need more creatures or more lands to be able to win. There's Twisted Abomination. Opponent gets in 4-2, down to 12. Factory. Now let's pacify Twisted Abomination. Pass the turn. We are close. If we get a land, we can... opponent drew Glare of Subdual. That's going to be an issue. Gets in 4-2. Elite Vanguard. Pass the turn. Blossoming Sands. Opponent's up to 22. Gets in 4-2. Well, they drew their Glare of Subdual at just the right time. Taps down a creature. Now, we got to start attacking. Blocks, 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 blocks. Well, let's rally the peasants. Oh, and they had Annihilate? Oh, my lord. Oh. Our opponent running pretty dang well. Alright, Glare of Subdual. Also a good card. Keep that in mind as you draft the format. They have something else. They have a Sentinel Spider. And a Blight Soil Druid. Oh, lord. Well, there's trenches. Trenches, go. I don't know if this is going to let us steal this draft or not. It might. Taps down a creature. Taps down a creature. Opponent goes on the attack. Well, trenches, sack of plains. Oh, ho, 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 ho. And that does it. Jeez. So I guess I needed to activate before our opponent attacked. Man. Well, our deck was sweet, and we had some pretty bad variants, but we still came within a couple of plays of winning the entire thing. Anyway, that's been our Tournament Masters Rough Draft. Sweet.